Last year, my friend Ria helped me get closer to my Filipino roots with some folk tales about fruit origins: the pineapple, the banana, and the mango. So I asked her to come back for more.
It's time for Folklore with Friends. Bonk.
So, Ria, is there a fruit that's really identified with the Philippines that has a fun folktale origin to it?
Well, you can't talk about South Asian cuisine without talking about durian.
Oh, yeah, durian is that fruit that insensitive white people like to film themselves gagging on for the clicks. It has a folktale?
Yes, an epic tale of love, revenge, and fruit. Long ago in the kingdom of Kalinan, an old, ugly, grumpy king named Baromai was looking for love. He was the Philippines' probably least eligible bachelor. Of course, you don't have to be good looking or even nice when you're king. So even with that Tinder profile, he ended up with an incredibly beautiful young bride. But his young wife was not too happy with the match.
I will marry him, father, to unite our kingdoms. But there is no way I will ever love him.
The poor woman was so unhappy with this match that she invented any excuse she could to visit her family and go home.
Sorry, hubby, I can't leave my parents yet. There's still some laundry drying. Oh, I'm so sorry, hubby, I can't come home yet. I promised my mom I would help her finish sorting the junk drawer. Oh, I'm sorry, hubby, I cannot come home yet. I have to walk the cat. Bye.
The woman's reluctance to love him so devastated Baromai that he decided to do something about it, and he gathered his entire council of wise elders from his community.
What can we do for you, your majesty? Is it a war? Is it an internal conflict among the court? Some economic issue that needs sorting? Make my wife love me. We can't do that. Oh, then I guess I'll have to feed you all to the red ants. OMG! We just remembered. There's this hermit who lives up in the mountains who's half god. Maybe he could help you out.
The king set out for the hermit at once, and he brought a ton of gifts to butter him up. Food, clothing, precious jewels, the whole nine. And the hermit was happy to receive him.
I can make the gal love you, but you're gonna have to work for it.
The hermit told the king that he would need 3 special objects: the egg of the black tabon bird, 12 ladles of fresh milk from a perfect white carabao, and the nectar from a flower of the tree of make-believe.
The egg will soften the heart of your queen, the milk will make her kind, and the flower will make her see you as young and handsome. So those first 2 things sound doable, but the tree of make-believe sounds made up. Oh, we just call it that because no mortal can see it. Also, the tree has only blossomed a single flower. Also, the flower is pinned in the hair of a wood nymph that no one can find. So all you have to do is figure out where the nymph is and steal the flower off her head before she can curse you. Oh, is that all? Look, if these things were easier, people would be lined out my cave asking for all sorts of bullshit.
The king was able to get the egg with the help of a sea turtle, and then the milk of the pure white carabao with the help of his servants, but he searched high and low for the diwata, the wood nymph, to no avail. Luckily, being a rich man, he could only fail upwards, and so one day when he was just sitting on his ass moping, a diwata flew right through his window.
Oh my god, you look so sad. I just had to fly through your window to find out what is wrong, babe. I gotta track down this wood nymph wearing a flower from this tree of make-believe, and I cannot find her anywhere. Oh my god, you are not gonna believe this, but that wood nymph is my sister. And I would love to grab that flower for you because that bitch is bragging about it all the time.
The following morning, Baromai presented the hermit with the 3 treasures.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna make a potion out of these goods that you will plant in the royal garden. By the next morning, you'll have a tree there with fruit so beautiful and fragrant, your wife will never want to leave home again. Technically, it sounds like you're making her fall in love with the fruit. Well, ethically, I don't really like to trick a woman into loving someone, so this is my workaround. And once she's happier at home, she'll be happier with you. Now, I'm only going to whip up this potion under one condition. You must promise to throw a feast afterward and invite me as the guest of honor so I can celebrate in your happiness with you. I promise.
The king followed his instructions, and sure enough, a beautiful fruit tree grew, bearing a fruit that was smooth like the egg, fragrant like the flower, and with delicious meat that was as luscious as fresh carabao milk. The queen loved it so much that her heart opened to loving her husband too. But anyone who loves fairy tales can probably predict where this is going. Baromai was so excited with his happy wife, happy life, that he forgot the one condition and forgot to throw the feast in honor of the hermit. And you just know that we don't forget to invite fairies to parties without consequences.
If it weren't for me, that asshole would still be loathed by his hot wife. Well, I'm just gonna have to show them that tasty, aromatic fruit they've been enjoying. I'm going to cover it with thorns and make it smell so pungent that white people on the internet will lose their fucking minds. How do you like them, stinky apples?
And that is how we got the durian, which has a custard-like texture but is surrounded by sharp spikes and a smell so pungent it's been banned from the Singapore public transit system, which makes frozen seeded durian feel a little bit like a cheat code.
Thanks for another fucked up fruity tale, Rhea. Let's get Leah Salonga on the phone for Maleficent 3. It's my party and I'll make this fruit smell weird if I want to.
It's time for Folklore with Friends. Bonk.